It's crazy when people like read me parts of the book and I'm like, how the fuck did I write that? What the hell? Yeah, that sounds pretty solid.
I want to get to your book because there are a few paragraphs that I wanted to go through and ask you about. And I just want to say again, if you're listening to this, please go fucking buy Running the Light.
Yeah, you can buy it from samtallent.com.
Yes.
SAMTALLENT.com, and I'll ship you a signed copy out of my house.
Perfect. So, page 97, there is a part where Billy Ray Schaefer, the protagonist, talks about killing on stage and like what it feels to kill on stage.
Yeah.
And I wanted to read that. So, you write, "It was like waking up. For the next 43 minutes, Billy Ray's voice was blood in their veins. Reality cooked away. He was their shepherd. They went where he led. Bewitched, they spoke in tongues, laughter, the wordless language of purest communication, the unnatural coupling of logic and primality. Billy Ray explored the space, riffing on what he saw. He chewed up the stage like something uncorralled, pushing, pulling, establishing limits before crossing them, swinging seamlessly between bits and riffs in a display of vocal trapeze. The intensity of his focus was fire and brimstone. He commanded attention like a preacher at a pulpit, and the men listened to his words like they might save their souls. Although he wasn't as quick as he was in his prime, his crowd work remained tenacious, rapid fire. All he saw were targets bobbing from one man to the next, weaving in callbacks, opening at high speed in multiple sectors, an expert spinning plates. He made it look easy because for him it was." That's fucking... I've never, like I said, never had any experience like that. And when I'm reading it, I'm like, damn, I could feel just a glimpse of what it's like to fucking kill on stage. Like the way that you pay attention to every detail, the sweat, the flow of what he's saying, the look in people's eyes in the crowds. It's insane. The level of how you capture people into the words.
Thanks, man. That's yeah. It's crazy when people like read me parts of the book and I'm like, how the fuck did I write that? What the hell? Yeah, that sounds pretty solid. I mean, I bet you experienced that flow state though, like when you're placing the ball right over the plate, wherever you need it to be. We've all like locked into certain things perfectly and existed from heartbeat to heartbeat inside of that thing, But yeah, man, that's not bad. If I was a person listening to this, I might want to buy that book. I'll say that.
I would want to buy that book, and I would buy that book.
Thanks, man. That's very kind.
Is there anything that compares to the showbiz? Like, is that the ultimate high in showbiz or anything? Like, what compares to killing on stage?
I don't know, man. I think if you asked me that question 5 or 10 years ago, I'd say nothing. I'd say it's the definitive experience. But I think after doing something for long enough and, becoming, good at it, I mean, it's pretty hard to argue with like drinking a real nice glass of wine next to, a river, there's fucking watching the sundown over. I think that my issue is I'm such a romantic and a sensualist that, there's certain aspects of, I don't know, dude. I feel like it's an exchange-based situation. You are funny and they laugh. And if you're doing it correctly and they're laughing a lot, then you're just exhibiting like mastery of your craft or, just the hours you put into it, the same way that someone could like build a house out of bricks and be like, look at this fucking rules. But I will say that there's like very few things that compare to having a really good fucking set for sure.
Yeah. See, that to me is beyond the flow state of pitching a baseball, because baseball and pitching to a catcher specifically has that level of undeniability where if you throw a pitch 93 miles an hour that crosses the black, it is objectively a strike. There, even if the umpire's there to call it, but there's no exchange where the hitter goes like, I don't think that was a strike. It's still a fucking strike. When you're going back and forth.
With stand-up, it's like that too, though. Dude, it's like, it's just objectively funny. you know, and there's not even any rooms for like symbols when it comes to stand-up. It's either good or it's bad. That's why I don't think stand-up's an art. I think it's a craft, because like art's open for interpretation. So I don't know, man. I think that like stand-up is like objectively good or bad, you know, like they either laugh or they don't. And that's kind of like the binary beauty of it.
What if you're in you just know you have a shitty audience? Like, what if you're saying something you deep down know is objectively funny to you, but for whatever reason it's just not hitting that audience specifically? Like if I threw a strike in Boise, Idaho, it's a strike in New York City.
Right.
But like just the subjective versus the objective, how do you come to the conclusion if it's objective if there's so much subjectivity from the crowd?
Oh no, I think that, I mean, I totally understand what you're saying. I don't think that night by night it's you can say this is good or this is bad. You can't go up on stage with 60 minutes of stuff and say all of this is good. But in that moment, it is objectively good or bad because they laugh or they don't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, and that's the beauty of stand-up, is like you can be the fucking best in the world at it, and then you go and you do a show for some people who aren't feeling you, and guess what? You're not the best in the world at that moment. You are bad. You can be a fucking 35-year, 40-year, 50-year veteran of stand-up and have killed all over the world, and then you have one show. In that moment, everyone's going to leave there, and they're going to say, this guy's not good. Oh, I saw him. He was not good. I saw her. She sucked. And that's the beauty of it. You have to earn it every fucking time, you know? And I think that's like pretty pure in a way. And I like that about stand-up. Yeah.
And I identify with how adversarial Billy Ray Schaefer is with his audience in the book. Because he says at one point, I want to kill you. Or like, I'm trying to kill you.
I want to be the only voice in the world.
Yeah. And that is the essence of competition, is that only one person can walk away. There's a winner or a loser. And in Billy Ray's case, he's going to be the winner. Yeah. And he'll do anything to fucking beat the audience. So how do you view the audience? Because you seem much less adversarial in your stand-up.
I'm grateful they're there. Yeah. I serve them, dude. You know, I don't take what I do on stage that seriously. I want everyone to laugh. I'm not trying to get up there and like prove that I'm smart or that I, you know, I think a lot of comics want to like self-style themselves as like philosophers and truth tellers. And it's like, no, I just want everyone to fucking choke on their vomit from laughing, you know? And if that means being silly, if that means laying prostrate to them and showing my belly so they can feel like they're the alpha in the room, like that's fine with me, as long as they leave and have a good time.